everybody. Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock right now on our Wednesday afternoon. So we do have our first severe thunderstorm warning for East Tennessee that the National Weather Service has just issued. So I wanted to jump on here and give you an update on what's going on. I can only do so much through social media, plus only 10% of you actually see it. So hopefully you're seeing this live broadcast on social media or any of the platforms that the East Tennessee weather is on. But the National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Meigs County. This stretches all the way over into Loudoun County, McMinn, and parts of Blount County. So we've got a pretty strong cell right now showing up just to the west of Philadelphia, northwest of Philadelphia, west of Loudoun. That's where the heaviest rain is currently falling at this hour. So anybody right along the area of Cave Creek, Dogwood Shores, and Prospect, that's where the heaviest rain. This storm's ripping its way through the area. Now, this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 12:45 this afternoon. Again, the current time is now 12:01, and a lot of folks are going to be getting out and maybe heading off to lunch and, maybe just want to stay inside for the time being. Let me show you the big picture pattern of how this is all playing out because we do have that severe thunderstorm warning to our south. That's the only one that we currently have. As I loop this over the last hour, you can see how these storms are really racing their way on through. I've already had a couple of reports in parts of Scott County's Oneida area saying, wow, that didn't last very long. I didn't even have time to take shelter. Well, the good news is it wasn't severe as it moved its way through Oneida, but we have some pretty hefty winds. Those winds have been with us all day long. The good news is the wind will start to back off as we get into the afternoon and early evening hours, but with the wind backing off, the cold air comes racing on in. We've already started to see those temperatures drop on the Cumberland Plateau, and that's going to be the story for the rest of the afternoon. So once again, don't forget you can track these with the interactive radar with the East Tennessee Weather app. If you have to be out and about, it gives you a future cast of 2 hours. So it goes back 2 hours, current time, and then a future cast of 2 hours. My wife just texted me and said, this wind is insane. It is insane. The wind has been relentless around East Tennessee so far. So that's what these storms are doing. Now, remember the the Storm Prediction Center has issued a level 1 risk for all of East Tennessee. So let me get to work with that. Here's the latest information from the Storm Prediction Center. So the Cumberland Plateau from Crossville to Jamestown, Huntsville to basically Morgan County, the storms have already slid off to our east, so they will continue to modify this severe weather outlook for the rest of the day today. But I wanted to give you an idea on the future cast because this is a pretty good handle on how things are going to be playing out for the next couple of hours. Again, we have a line of showers and thunderstorms, one thunderstorm warning right now, but as we get into the 2-3 o'clock hour, these are going to be racing their way off to the south and east. And so it's not going to be with us too much longer, but I did want to jump on here and let you know that we did have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued by the National Weather Service. Again, this warning does include places like Monroe County. We've got Blount County on there. How about Loudoun County? And we'll go through Roane, Meigs, and McMinn County, all running until about 12:45 here this afternoon. There is the possibility of some pea-sized hail with this. So the National Weather Service, in their forecast discussion with this severe thunderstorm warning, they said at 11:53, severe thunderstorm was located along the line extending about 8 miles east of Spring City to near Decatur and near Dayton, moving east at about 50 miles per hour. And that's the story. These storms are going to be racing off to the east. We've got so much wind in the atmosphere. It's just going to keep these storms moving right along. But as we get those cells to rise into the sky, we're going to tap into those upper level winds that are much stronger than these low level winds, believe it or not. And that's what's going to produce the possibility of 60 mile per hour or greater winds. Remember, severe thunderstorm warning signifies 60 mile per hour winds, basically 60 mile per hour winds or hail the size of a quarter. That's all that it indicates. But the possibility is 60 mile per hour winds with penny-sized hail. Locations in this path of the storm would be Maryville, Athens, Lenoir City, Alcoa, Sweetwater, Loudoun, Madisonville, Decatur, Fairview, and Louisville. This does include Interstate 75 between mile markers 45 and 81. And so it is pushing its way along Interstate 75 right now as we speak. So Lenoir City, you're probably seeing some scattered light rain showers right now, but the thunderstorms are just off to your west. In this vantage point, we have about 13 lightning strikes, so we don't have a ton of lightning with this. It's just that darn wind that has been hanging out with us. Heavy rain along Interstate 40, I should say, from the 40-75 split all the way into downtown Knoxville. We have some very heavy rainfall. We'll show you what it looks like on the TDOT cameras here to get an idea of how this is all presenting for folks that may be traveling on the interstate here at this hour. Again, a live look there at 40 and Pellissippi Parkway, where we do have some pretty slow-going conditions, very heavy rainfall. The rain's going to continue to pile up across along Interstate 75, but that is the big story right now. So again, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued by the National Weather Service for folks that may just now be tuning in. Did want to keep you up to date on how this is all going to present itself and move its way through the area. Again, it's going to be fast moving. So the storm's going to be in and out. As fast as it moves in, it moves its way on out. But let's go ahead and track this for you because the biggest cell or the greatest extent of the possibility of damaging winds would be just right around Lenoir City and Loudon once it moves its way on through. You're probably already feeling those outflow winds associated with it, but we will continue to see heavy rain. Now, we don't have a lot of spin in the atmosphere, so we're not really looking at a whole lot of that activity. When you look at the hail possibility, pea-sized hail just to the north and west of Loudon, right there. It would be along Highway Interstate 75, the possibility of some pea-sized hail. But it's really going to be the damaging winds. And we talked about that this morning if you joined us on the broadcast, how those winds were just going to be cranking. And so as this moves its way through, remember, radar updates every 2.5 to 5 minutes. And so 5-minute-old data, this storm's already in Lenoir City, already in Farragut. So Louisville, Friendsville, Greenback, you're next in line. Madisonville, you'd be next in line as well. And anybody along that lives or is going to be traveling along Highway 411. From Englewood all the way through Madisonville, Greenback, all incorporated into the severe thunderstorm warning. Now, if you do have the East Tennessee Weather app, you got notified of the severe thunderstorm warning. You also got notified of the storms approaching your area. You were notified about lightning approaching your area. And so these are all the tools with the East Tennessee Weather app. If you don't have it, a good idea. Plus the interactive radar. Excuse me. The interactive radar is a great tool because it goes past 2 hours, it stops at a current hour, and it goes into a future cast of 2 hours. And so go back to the weather maps here. And so that's really going to be the story here. And that's really a great tool to have in your back pocket, your purse. Just pull it out, open up the interactive radar, and push play. We talked about that on the broadcast this morning. If you joined us for Wake Up with Witcher, how to use that. And just make sure that your radar is not on the East Tennessee radar, not the Morristown radar, but rather the national radar. That's the only one that you're actually going to be able to get the future cast radar. But the low-level scan from the radar in Morristown will give you a great idea and a great depiction on exactly what's going on out there right now. So let me show you the app here for just a second. If we open the app right there, we've got it on the interactive radar. And again, we will continue. Let's see if I can get this pulled up here. Let me go back to the interactive radar. So we will continue to be able to see how these storms play. So if I push play on the interactive radar, you'll definitely get a good idea of how this is moving. Now here's your future cast. So it's going to be in and out of Farragut, Knoxville, Alcoa over the next 2 hours. Let me zoom out. Watch this. Over the next 2 hours, watch how fast this thing is moving. So you push play. That's the past 2 hours. Pauses, and then look at the future cast of 2 hours. And so you can see how this is really going to be racing its way to the east and northeast. Now, you have to have your overlays on and alerts turned on to see the watches and warnings. So there we go. And it's going to show you all the watches and warnings. And, of course, we have the wind advisory with winds gusting to 45 miles per hour or greater, and that encompasses all of East Tennessee. The high wind warning for the mountains, where we've already seen gusts up to 70 miles per hour across the highest peaks of the Smokies. And then when you click on the actual on a location within that severe thunderstorm warning, you just click on the little exclamation mark with the triangle, and that will give you all the information. So we have a wind advisory for that location and the severe thunderstorm warning. You click on the severe thunderstorm warning, and that gives you all the information from the National Weather Service, cities that are going to be included, interstates that are included, and where the storm is when they first issued the warning. So the interactive radar is going to be a great tool, not just today, but of course as we head through the spring months. Let's see. The severe thunderstorm warning has now been allowed to expire. They've actually canceled that in Let's see. They canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Ray County. So Ray County, you are all in the clear right now. Now you just have some heavier rain. But Monroe County, McMinn County, Loudoun, Knox County, Blount County are all next in line for seeing the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms. And so that's really going to be the story. I know a lot of you are at work right now. You've been hearing the wind cranking all day long, and I just wanted to jump on here real quick and give you a live weather update on what's currently occurring across the area. Let me go to the chat here for a second, see if you have any questions. Let's see what all you are saying on the chat. And go back to the top here. Let's see. So Bobby Johnson said he's waiting for it any second in Sweetwater, and it's already moved its way into Sweetwater. So come up to the Sweetwater area. And Lenoir City, Sweetwater. So let's see. Lightning has been detected within 15 miles of my current location. And so that's where the East Tennessee Weather App is going to give you all the data and all the information that you need to possibly know. So that's why it's a great tool. Make sure you have your notifications turned on so you get those notifications. When lightning is within 15 miles, you'll get a notification. That lets you know that storms are approaching, and it gives you an idea to go look at the interactive radar to see exactly how this is going to play out. Rain is starting to pick up in South Knoxville next to Imes. It is going to continue to pick up. No severe thunderstorm warning right now for the Imes location or downtown Knoxville. So we're in the clear right now, but it is definitely a windy day for sure. Let's see. I'm sure it sure sounded rough in Oneida for just a minute. I'm at work, so didn't get a look outside, but you could definitely hear it. Serena said that, and she's joining us from Scott County and Oneida. Just a rumble of thunder, and it was over in North Crossville. Temps are dropping fast, and they are. That's the other side of the story. Let me show you this. Temperatures have already started to drop across the Cumberland Plateau. So when you come into current temperatures and see what exactly is going on, you have an idea that temperatures are dropping like a rock. Look at those temperatures. Already 10 degrees colder in Crossville here at this hour. When you look at power outages by the numbers, we'll see if there's any power outages across East Tennessee here at this hour. And we do have some power outages in Knox County, where we have some power outages also being reported in Morgan County and also across the Southern Valley. Those are the only power outages that we currently have across the area. But when you look at temperatures, look at these temperatures. We talked about grabbing those winter coats before you went off to work here today. Temperatures have already dropped down into the 50s on the plateau. We've been pushing the 60s and 70s just ahead of the cold front. So you can clearly pick out the cold front. The line of showers and thunderstorms right along or just slightly behind the cold front. And those temperatures will continue to tank like a rock for the rest of the day today. As we get into the afternoon, we'll see those temperatures fall so quickly. Here's a good depiction of what it's going to be doing. Here we pick up our timeline. It's a little ahead of schedule. This is a model forecast, but the idea is there. Now, we're not going to get any daytime heating. The cold air is going to overtake any sort of daytime heating, and these temperatures will continue to fall into the 40s as we get into the afternoon and early evening hours. That's the story. The wind, though, on the backside of this system, the wind is going to start to relax just a little bit. Now, it's because it's still going to be cranking as we get into about 1 to 2 o'clock here this afternoon. Kids heading home from school, it's still going to be rather breezy and gusty, but not nearly as windy as it currently is as the front's moving its way on through, and then the wind starts to back off as we get into the evening hours. So we've got several people on here at this hour. Just want to give you an update on the severe thunderstorm warning. The storm is moving fast, so let's move into the most powerful part of the storm. So it's getting ready to move its way into Farragut. We've got Lenoir City. It's already past Lenoir City. Now some heavier rain is moving its way on through. So Friendsville and Louisville, you're going to be next in line. You can see how we have about nearly 50 lightning strikes just in this view right now. And that's what's producing the strong winds. When you look at storm relativity, when you look at the winds in the atmosphere, you can get an idea of how strong those winds are. Now, of course, this is a little ways away from the radar, so the radar beam is straight. So it's picking up on some of those upper level winds, but these are the winds that we can tap into. Look at that, 67, right around Friendsville, 67 miles per hour. Lenoir City, about 74 miles per hour. Again, this is just off the surface of the earth, but these are what these storms are tapping into. And that's why we're getting those strong winds showing up around the area. So severe thunderstorm warning continues. It's now 12:15. It runs until 12:45 for places like Blount County, for just outside of Maryville. So Alcoa and Maryville not inside the severe thunderstorm warning as of right now, but Louisville, Friendsville, Greenback, you are. Philadelphia, you're already starting to see improving conditions. Same with you folks in Loudon. Lenoir City, the heaviest rain has already moved its way on through, so you'll start to see improving conditions, but conditions will deteriorate a little bit further to the east. I would say get heads up in Alcoa, Rockford, and Maryville, Louisville, Friendsville. Anybody joining us from South Knoxville along Alcoa Highway, this is going to be moving its way towards Alcoa Highway, even Pellissippi Parkway. So I live in West Knoxville, and severe thunderstorm warning now has been issued for my current location. So that just came down through the East Tennessee Weather app. So if you have the East Tennessee Weather app, you're going to see these notifications fire up. So let's get an idea of what this severe thunderstorm warning is. It's an expansive one, and so it does include Sevier County. We have, man, those winds. Those winds are nasty right now, my friends. Jefferson County, Knox County, severe thunderstorm warning also for Loudoun County. Obviously, this is a move. Woo! Hopefully, I don't lose power. Whoa, those winds. Let's take you out to the cameras here. See if I can show you what it looks like on the interstate right now. This is a live look at the interstate. So let me pick a different point where the storm is actually falling. And we'll come down here to, let's see, we'll come down to that's about the same location. So we'll come down to, here we go. Here's Kingston Pike and Pellissippi Parkway. Look at those winds, my friends. Those are ripping through here. And it is nasty right now here at the East Tennessee Weather Center. It is nasty. If you don't have to be on the road, stay off the roads. If I lose power, just know that these storms are going to rip their way on through the area. Hopefully I don't lose power here, but I've not experienced these kind of winds in a long, long time. So that's why we have the severe thunderstorm warning that is issued by the National Weather Service. Let's go ahead and time this out. These storms are racing to the east. So here's the strongest part of the cell. And I have some hail now falling. They're moving at about 50 miles per hour. So this cell right here would be in Louisville at 12:18, Rockford at 12:25. So in Louisville right now, Alcoa at 12:26. We have not experienced this kind of a storm in a long time. So there's the latest information from the National Weather Service. Again, this storm is ripping through West Knoxville right now, Loudoun County moving its way into Blount, and South Knoxville here in just a short while. So Louisville, Rockford, and Alcoa, and anybody along Pellissippi Parkway. If you travel, say, North Shore Drive, Westland Drive, Kingston Pike, it is going to be nasty. We'll take another vantage point from that TDOT camera here and give you an idea of how, and it's just coming in with a vengeance. Let's go down to, that one's not working either. Let's come up to, this would be Pellissippi Parkway. We'll come back to Pellissippi Parkway and Interstate 40. And look at how slow traffic is moving. Obviously, people aren't going to be able to see anything. It's going to be, if you don't have to be on the roads right now, good idea to get off the roads. Just stay. The storm won't last very long. It'll be in, and it'll be out pretty quickly. Diana says, Mike, when the wind's going to be calming down? We are at the cabin in the mountains, and it was rough last night and still right now. The winds will start to calm down throughout the day today, Diana. So here in just a short while, we'll start to see the winds back off. But the strongest winds are right along the front where we do have those warnings that are showing up around the area. High wind and pouring rain here in Carnes right now. Thank you very much for that, Lois. Melissa Bird Hood says, what a mess this is. Yes, especially during the lunch hour. We've got 29 lightning strikes right now showing up in West Knoxville. So we've got more wind and heavy rain than anything else, and that's what's slowing everybody down here at this lunch hour. That's a live view of the radar here at this hour. And again, I've timed it all out for you. So Rockford at 12:25 and Alcoa at 12:26 is when this storm is going to be working its way into your area. That is the strongest cell right now. It is moving. Let's see. We've got North Shore Drive. So North Shore, Kingston Hills, Montview, Westmoreland Heights, right along Interstate 40 from basically Pellissippi Parkway all the way to North Shore Drive. So let's come down to West Hills. We'll show you what it looks like from West Hills as we take another live look there at the TDOT cameras. When the cameras are bouncing around for those TDOTs, they are secure on those tall poles. But man, those poles are taking a beating for sure, and so that's slowing traffic down there. How about another vantage point? We'll come over to Walker Springs and Interstate 40 if we can get that to load. Load. That one's not going to load. Let's come over to Paper Mill and Interstate 40. So folks traveling westbound on Interstate 40, it is going to be a mess, and it's going to slow you way down. So do just be safe here this afternoon. We haven't had a lot of severe weather so far, but of course, spring is upon us, my friends, or almost, anyways. And so that spring season is going to create a lot more of this in the coming days, weeks, and months as well. So, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now for East Tennessee. We have one that's ongoing for Loudoun County, also into Blount County. So Blount County currently 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, but one, they've just extended it a little bit further to the east. That is the strongest part of our cell right now that just moved over Pellissippi Parkway and the East Tennessee Weather Center. And this is going to be moving its way into South Knoxville. So anybody traveling Alcoa Highway, it's going to be ripping over Alcoa Highway within the next, say, 5 minutes or so. So let me clear this out here. This is how fast these storms are moving. So right there's the line of showers. It moves its way over Alcoa Highway within 9 minutes. So within 10 minutes, it's over Alcoa Highway, if not sooner than that, within 10 minutes. And then it pushes its way over Chapman Highway. Let's see. Chapman Highway, it's going to be probably give it another 20 minutes or so. And that's going to be moved. This part of the cell is going to be moving its way over Chapman Highway. So anybody traveling Chapman Highway is going to get soaked. A lot of wind. Watch out for damaging winds, obviously. Watch out for power outages. Of course, you can't do anything with that. But down trees. Down trees is going to be the major player here. So let's take a look at power outages totals here. In Knox County, we currently have, let's see here, we got about 400 people in Knox County without power. In Morgan County, we have about 900 people without power. Those are the only 2 counties that we have. We have some power outages just to the north of Chattanooga from the storms earlier this, a little bit ago. So power outages can't be ruled out with this cell because it's a good thing that we don't have canopies on the trees right now. We don't have the leaves on there because that would create a lot more surface area for the winds to really start knocking trees down. So it's a good thing that we don't have, the leaves aren't on the trees as of right now. But this line of showers and thunderstorms, we're already seeing improving conditions along Interstate 75 and points further to the west from Dayton to Crossville. Crossville, just a little bit of light rain right now, but falling temperatures. And that's the other side of the story. So windy conditions out ahead of the cold front, strong thunderstorms along the cold front, and falling temperatures back behind the cold front is what we're all going to be having to deal with. Did you grab your jackets before you went off to work today? If you're in the office building right now, looking out your window, you're going, it is nasty. It is nasty, my friends. See if we can get some cameras up for you. Try to get some cameras here. Let's see here. Give me one moment. See if we can't get any of these live cameras. All right. This is what it looks like in Hardin Valley. So Hardin Valley, this is going to be a live look in Hardin Valley right now. Winds are sustained at 28 miles per hour. Current temperature is 66, but falling. And look at those ominous-looking skies. We've got some very low clouds hanging out with us. That's from Hardin Valley. Gatlinburg Brewing Company in Sevierville. Let's see what that one looks like. And the camera's bouncing around quite a bit. Not a lot of rain so far in Sevier County, but it is on the way. It is on the way, and that's what's going to be pushing its way in for the rest of the day today. And we'll show you what it looks like in downtown Gatlinburg right now. Downtown Gatlinburg, folks are walking around, not even having a clue that these storms are ripping through East Tennessee right now. But they will, and they'll have to take shelter before the day is over. So if you're in Gatlinburg right now, Sevierville, or just Sevier County, just keep in mind that these storms are moving your direction. So folks enjoying some time on the strip there in downtown Gatlinburg, but this is what's going to be moving its way on in. So Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Maryville, all next in line. If you haven't seen the rain, Seymour. We have Seymour on here as well. Let's see if we can get places like, let's see, Husky Valley. We've got Cusick, DuPont. If I called out these names and this is a location that's familiar to you, those are neighborhoods that are showing up on the radar here, but the strongest part of the cell. And one thing I want to show you is see how these are, you get a little bit of a Boeing effect with these storms. That Boeing effect right there are those strong upper level winds pushing the storm this way. And so that's why you get that Boeing effect. So it's pushing the storm, the center of the storm where the strongest winds are, out ahead of the main line. And that's what we get when we get these, we get a little bit of undulation with these storms because you get some strong winds translating the center of that cell out away and pushing it faster and faster to the east. So severe thunderstorm warnings continue here at this hour. We currently have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for East Tennessee. The line of showers and thunderstorms is paralleling to Interstate 81. It's along Interstate 40 through the 75-40 split into downtown along Pellissippi Parkway, now moving its way over Alcoa Highway. And so we'll zoom right into the Knox County area. This is moving its way into downtown Knoxville as we speak. Those storms are ripping through downtown Knoxville right now. And let's see, that would be right over Pellissippi Parkway, so UT Hospital. We've got Fort Sanders downtown, so it's calling out some of these hospitals downtown. We have some heavier rain, but no severe weather threat across just north of downtown Knoxville along Broadway, moving its way through the Bonavista Estates into Halls. Corrington, you're seeing some good solid rain showers right now, but no severe weather threat as it stands currently. It's really going to be Maryville. It's going to be next in line, folks, along and east of Alcoa Highway. So John Sevier Highway and also Chapman Highway. We have some very strong storms getting ready to push your way over Chapman Highway, John Sevier Highway. It has just entered the Alcoa Highway, John Sevier Highway area. So this will be moving its way into Seymour as it moves its way off to the east. So 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Make sure you track them with the latest interactive radar, and the cold air is going to continue to spill its way on in for the rest of the day today. Live look in Gatlinburg, again, quiet and dry there, quiet and dry in Sevierville, but not the case in Hardin Valley right now. Live look air in Hardin Valley, and you can see the camera has been overtaken by rainfall on the camera. It is now 10 degrees colder here at this hour in Crossville, 13 degrees colder in Jamestown. We do have some power outages currently in Knox County, about 600 folks without power in Knox County, and about 900 without power in Morgan County. And we will see those temperatures continuing to fall. So temperatures right now in Crossville is 51 and falling, down to 47 degrees in Jamestown. So this is that colder air that's going to continue to rush its way on through. When you look at the winds are going to be still switching from the southwest to the northwest, and that's what's ushering in the colder air that we're going to experience throughout the day today. So a very active day around East Tennessee. Not a lot of widespread severe weather expected, but a lot of wind. So damaging winds down trees. When you travel back into your neighborhoods or you travel around town, if you're hunkered down at work right now or at home, keep in mind we're going to have a lot of debris on the roads for the rest of the day today. The winds will relax a little bit more as we get into the afternoon. So 2, 3, 4 o'clock today, the winds will start to relax, and we'll start to see improving weather conditions with the rain showers coming to an end. But look at these temperatures as they just continue to plummet. Tank. They're just going to drop like a rock for the rest of the day today. So cold air is on the way, my friends. When you look at your 3-day forecast, we're going to see clearing skies overnight tonight. Low temperatures down into the 20s. It's going to be a cold Thursday morning, but we don't warm up a whole lot for our Thursday afternoon. We'll start off with quite a bit of sunshine, and then those mid to high level clouds will start to creep their way back in during the day on Thursday, but it is going to stay on the chilly side. And your 3-day forecast, while we've already had our high temperatures for the day today, temperatures will continue to come on down thanks to the rain and the colder air. We stay on the cool side for your Thursday and your Friday time frame. That's the story for the rest of the afternoon. Thanks for joining us and tuning in to get the latest update on that severe weather threat as we continue to track in a couple of strong to severe thunderstorms. The greatest extent of severe weather is just out of the east of Friendsville, right along 321. So Maryville to Friendsville along 321. That's where we have some of the nastiest storms right now. See if I can't take... here we go. I'm going to show you what it looks like from my Maryville camera. So this camera is going to be bouncing around a lot. Let me turn down the music here for you. So you don't have the music on there. Again, that's our Maryville camera. That's where the storm is ripping through. It is getting ready to just even strengthen from that vantage point. You can see how the wind is blowing around. The trees are blowing around. The rain is just whipping around the area. So a nasty, busy... severe day around East Tennessee. Thank goodness it's nothing too crazy. But I'm just going to stay on that camera for just a second because you can see how this storm is moving its way into that community. So we're about to be blinded by the heavy rain. Heavy rains just to the west of that camera. But watch how this view is going to be overtaken by severe storms. Let me move that camera around for you. I can do that on the fly. So let me move this camera around for you. And so give a different perspective of what it looks like at the shed in Maryville. So let's do this. We'll just take a little wide view. We'll switch it over to the stage. And again, you'll see how the wind is just ripping through the area. Look at how nasty that is down at the shed in Maryville. So heads up Maryville, downtown Maryville. This is all moving to your way in just a moment of time. We'll move the camera one more time and take a look at 321. So we'll spin the camera around. That's Highway 321 right there. And obviously very low visibility at this current time. And we'll switch to a different perspective of our Maryville camera. And look at this. This is that blinding rain. I mean, you just can't see anything at all. And so conditions will continue to go downhill. It has not moved its way into the Maryville community quite yet, but it is on its way. So we'll go back to the radar here. And let's see. Let's go back to the radar. And so Maryville's right there in the center of your screen. And so let me circle that for you. Here's Maryville. And so you can see where the heaviest rain and the wind is starting to rip its way through Maryville. So heads up Maryville. And anybody along Alcoa Highway down by the airport, it's ripping through the airport right now. This will continue to track its way along Highway 321. And as it does so, it's going to work its way towards Walland and Townsend. Hopefully we get a little bit of this to relax a little bit as we continue to head through the rest of our afternoon hours. But definitely a very slow-going day. We had a 75-mile-per-hour wind gust just being reported at McGee-Tyson Airport, thanks to that strong cell that just moved its way on through. Downtown Knoxville starting to already see improving weather conditions here at this hour. And now this is moving its way along Highway 66. So that'd be Strawberry Plains Pike. We've also have it along Highway 441, moving its way along John Sevier Highway and towards Seymour. So Seymour, you're about ready to get rocked. Rockford Community, also getting rocked right now. Downtown Maryville, getting ready to get rocked, if not already. Greenback's definitely in the thick of it right now. You've got about, say 10 minutes or so before it starts to wind down. And we're going to see some heavier rain showers on the backside of this as this all begins to fade away. But as I expand the view back to our East Tennessee camera view, you can see right along, anybody traveling along Interstate 81, it is paralleling Interstate 81 right now. And so the strongest storms are up towards Bean Station, into Granger County, Hawkins, Hancock County, into the Tri-Cities area. So Kingsport would be next in line for seeing some of the heaviest rain move its way through from it's right over Burgoynesville and Churchill as we speak, and we'll start to work its way over to, let's see. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning issued. So let me back this out a little bit. A new one. So the National Weather Service is going to continue to expand. There it is. It just showed up on the radar view. So now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. The information on that is for Blount, Cocke, Greene, Hamblin, Hawkins, Jefferson, Knox, and Sevier counties. So a new severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service. They say the severe thunderstorm warning for central Hawkins County in East Tennessee, Knox County, Blount, Jefferson, Cocke, Greene County, northern Sevier County, and also central Hamblin County, right where the National Weather Service is. At 12:32, a severe thunderstorm was located 10 miles east of Knoxville, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazards, we're talking winds gusting to 70 miles per hour and the possibility of quarter-size hail. And so we do have that possibility of some quarter-size hail with this cell as it swings its way through. And so both the winds up to 70 miles per hour and the quarter-size hail definitely signify a severe thunderstorm. It is moving to the east at 55 miles per hour. It is racing. It's going faster than the cars on the interstate right now. And so that is the story here for this Wednesday afternoon. Let's see. Locations included in that new severe thunderstorm warning. So now we have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. The locations included in that would be Morristown, Sevierville, Jefferson City, Newport, Dandridge, White Pine, New Market, Bainbury, and Parrottsville. So if you're if you're in any of those areas I just called out, any of those cities I just called out, you are now included in that severe thunderstorm warning, and you probably saw that show up on your East Tennessee weather app. And so remember, you can open up that app. It's not going to last too terribly long. We're going to continue to see some moderate showers behind the heaviest rain as it moves its way into the area. So 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. I would imagine they're going to allow that one to expire further to our south and southwest. So we'll take you down to the southwestern sections. We've seen improving weather conditions in Chattanooga. Let me switch the radar here to the radar in northern Alabama. It depicts a little bit better what's going on in Chattanooga. So Chattanooga's already seen improving conditions. Cleveland already still seeing improving conditions. But how about Highway 64 through Ducktown? Etowah also seeing some good solid rain, but no severe weather at this hour. We'll come back to the Morristown radar and come up the line. Loudon, Lenoir City, Farragut, heavy rain right now, but the strongest part of the cell has already moved its way off to the east, so you're doing just fine. Same with downtown Knoxville. Who's next in line would be Jefferson City, Morristown, Dandridge, Newport, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, even into places like downtown Gatlinburg, where folks were walking around. It's a nice lunch hour in downtown Gatlinburg right now, but again, it's not going to stay that way as the cell that's over Maryville continues to swing its way off to the east, right along Highway 321 through Walland and into Townsend. So Townsend, Walland, we'll say Wares Valley, into Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, and the Pittman Center. You come up the Parkway. So Kodak, you're next in line. Kodak, this storm. If anybody's joining us around the Kodak area, we got the strongest part of this cell moving its way through. It's moving at 55 miles per hour. And so as that swings its way through, it's going to be in Dandridge at 12:53 and much sooner in the Kodak community. 12:53 for you folks in Dandridge. The current time is now 12:37. So sorry I can't keep up on the chat here, folks. Let's go to the chat for a second while we've got this. We'll take it to the wide view and loop this over the last hour so you can get an idea of how this is all playing out. Let me clear all that stuff off the screen there. So you can see how fast this is moving its way from east to west. And now the colder air comes spilling on into the area. Let's see. Let me just catch up on the chat. I'm way behind on the chat. What app was that, John Craig says? That's called East TN Weather. Search in the App Store or the Google Play Store. East TN Weather. If you go to the wording on this live broadcast, John, I have links for both the iPhone and the Android and the East Tennessee Weather website where you can download the apps there as well. But search East TN Weather, all one word. It's the orange TN with the white lightning bolt and a black background. But this is definitely an app that you're going to want to have in your back pocket as we head through the rest of spring because it notifies you of lightning when lightning is within 15 miles. It notifies you of all the severe thunderstorms that are rolling through as of right now. If you're included in that severe thunderstorm, and here's the cool part, it GPSs your location. And so if you happen to be traveling on the interstate and you get into a severe thunderstorm warning, it will notify you if based on your GPS location. So East TN Weather is what you need to search. What time is the storm for Knox County, Powell, and Halls area? I'm behind on the chat, so let me just get to the latest part of the chat. Nasty stuff right now going on in Seymour, says Carl. Amy's also joining us from Seymour. She says, oh my gosh, it's just hitting Seymour right now. Jefferson City countryside is bad enough. Winds, heavy rain. Yuck, says Sandra. Barbara says, thank you, and you're very welcome, Barbara. Let's see. How's the tornado threat looking for the day today? Well, I can't say it's zero because anytime we have a line of storms like this and we have enough wind in the atmosphere, and anytime you have a line of severe weather moving its way through, tornadoes are a possibility. Remember, we had that tornado watch for Kentucky earlier this morning that has now been allowed to expire, but that was closer to the center of the low pressure, which is way far to the north. So we're on the tail end of this cold front. Doesn't mean we can't rule out some tornadic activity, but I don't. So it's not zero. It's not zero, but it is on the low side. So not expecting. I'm not expecting tornadoes. This is not that kind of an event that's playing out here at this hour, but you can't rule that out for sure. Christy says she just left Lenoir City. It was nasty there. And stay safe. We have some trees down in our woods. Thank you. They're not on our house, says Barbara. Yeah, thank goodness for that. Tom says Morristown, the National Weather Service in Morristown has activated the ham radio Skywarn net on 146.940 on the repeater. That's 146.940. If you happen to run or listen to ham radio Skywarn spotters, Tom is going to be joining us here in the broadcast in the coming days. Tom, I saw your email, so I just haven't had a chance to respond to you yet. But I am building an East Tennessee Weather Storm Spotter program. So if that's something that you're interested in, hit me up, email me, mike@easttnweather.com, and we'll get you on the broadcast. And then you'll be able to join us on the broadcast. You can shoot me a quick text. Let me know what's going on in your communities and see if I've gotten any texts here. Jerry says lots of alerts going on right now in the Maryville community, and we do. We have severe thunderstorm warnings right now, and the National Weather Service has now included more severe thunderstorm warnings. So severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Blount, Cock, Jefferson, Knox, and Sevier County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Carter. Let's see. Granger County, Carter County, Granger County, the city of Bristol, Greene, Hamblin, Hancock, Hawkins, and then pushing into Washington County, Tennessee, also Virginia, and Scott and Russell County, Virginia. So this is going to be moving its way along Interstate 81. So you can see all the severe thunderstorm warnings right now lining up along this frontal boundary. And so the National Weather Service has continued to issue those, and they will continue to do so. Let's head up to the Kingsport area. Heavy rain from Gate City to Kingsport, Bloomingdale to Churchill. That we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in that area as we speak. And so Churchill's getting the strongest and the heaviest rain right now. Kingsport, Bloomingdale, and Bluff City, you would be next in line. Coming down the line, let me stop this radar loop. Coming down the line, we've got Morristown. Greenville, you're not necessarily inside a severe thunderstorm warning as of right now. We'll see what the National Weather Service does. Greenville, Tusculum, but still heavy rain. Mossheim, you're in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Same with Bowles Gap and Morristown, Dandridge and Newport, Jefferson City. The strongest part of the cell is moving its way over the parkway right now. So let's take another camera. Let's take another vantage point of the cameras, the East Tennessee weather cameras. We'll take you to Sevierville here. Let me get that camera up here for you. And again, this is the live look there in downtown Sevierville. And you can definitely see how the wind is blowing around quite a bit. It doesn't look too terribly bad right now, but as I zoom into the Sevierville area, that strongest part of the cell is just to the west by a couple of miles from downtown Sevierville. So we're like 2 miles away. 2 miles away. So this is going to be moving its way right over that camera vantage point here in just a moment. So we'll go back to the camera in Sevierville, and here it comes, my friend. Let's go ahead and move that camera around a little bit and see if we can get a different perspective on how that's all playing out in Sevierville. So this is the downtown. This is the downtown Sevierville. This is at the Gatlinburg Brewing Company, just to kind of give you reference of how this is all translating across the area. So let me move the camera, and we'll get a look at the parkway here. But again, that it is nasty. The wind is blowing so strong, and again, we could see winds gusting to 70 miles per hour with any of these cells that do come through. Look at that flag blowing off in the distance. You'll see it here in a second, right there in the center of your screen. Look how that flag is just pointed straight out. Let me pan down to the ground here and so get an idea. I mean, you can see the rain whipping its way through the area. So let me come back a little bit, and we'll get an idea of what the parkway looks like. Maybe. It's a slow moving, but look at the rain just pouring down right now. Okay, now we're going to get to the parkway here in just a second. It's slow moving here. I apologize here, folks. It only goes so fast. The trees are blowing. The wind is blowing. The rain is whipping through the area. And I'm not going to be able to get that. So let's just come back to the other viewpoint. So now we'll come back to the other vantage point from our Sevierville camera. Let's take you back into downtown Gatlinburg, where Gatlinburg, so look at all these folks. They have no idea that the rain is impending as you go into downtown Gatlinburg. Again, it's pretty quiet right now. So those folks walking around in downtown Gatlinburg have zero idea that they're getting ready to get soaked. Severe thunderstorm warnings just to the north of downtown Gatlinburg. That does include Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and anybody along the parkway. Strongest part of the cell right now has moved its way, is moving out of Maryville as we speak. So anybody in the Maryville community, you have about another 5 minutes or so, and the storm will continue to work its way off to the east and along Highway 321 towards Wallen and Townsend. So Wallen and Townsend, you'd be next in line. Along Highway 129 through Greenback and Lanier, Pumpkin Center, Wellsville, The strong, we have some heavy rain there, and down towards Tellico Plains, Etowah, and Madisonville. So already starting to see improving conditions there. Points to the further to the west. Basically, if you live west of downtown Knoxville, you are good to go. No severe weather threat right now. North along Interstate 75 through Campbell County and west into Scott County, we have already seen drier weather conditions. But those temperatures are continuing to fall, and that's going to be the story from here on out as those temperatures come on down. So 24-hour temperature change, you can see how this has really started to see those temperatures dropping like a rock. 13 degrees colder right now in Jamestown. We'll check in on power outages. All right, so we've got a lot more power outages showing up around East Tennessee. So let me switch over to my power outage product, and we'll get an idea of how this is all playing out. I'll take off the warnings. There are all the power outages across East Tennessee here at this hour. So we come over to Blount County. And we've got 2,500 folks without power in Blount County. In Sevier County, so far, 100 folks without power, 700 in Knox County. Hamlin County, 300 without power. 300 without power in Cumberland County. 1,000 without power in Roane County. Meigs County, about 200 without power. Hamilton County, about 700 without power here at this hour. So, again, this storm is whipping its way on through. I've already seen and heard the rain slowly subside here at the East Tennessee Weather Center, but we are definitely going to continue to be in the thick of it for quite some time. Let me throw the warnings back on there so you can get an idea of how many warnings we have around East Tennessee. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 warnings right now for East Tennessee. Now, some of those are in certain locations that they've now extended it further to the east, and I would likely would imagine that they will continue to do that. Let's see. National Weather Service now cancels the severe thunderstorm warning for Loudoun County, but they continue the severe thunderstorm warning for Blount, Jefferson, Knox, and Sevier County, with hail possibly the size of a quarter and winds gusting to 70 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the velocity product, because this will give us a good idea of how strong those winds really are within that. We'll do storm relative velocity. I'll do base relative velocity. So again, now this is a little ways away from the radar. The radar's in Morristown. So let me circle the radar. The radar is right here in Morristown on the center, top center of your screen. I just circled that for you. And again, you can see how those winds are cranking up out ahead of the storm system. 50, 60 mile per hour winds up towards the Tri-Cities area. Let's see here. 65 up towards Tri-Cities. And so these are the winds that we're going to continue to tap into up near Jefferson City. 45 mile per hour winds, Tazewell 34, and the winds will continue to relax, but the colder air is going to spill its way on in, and temperatures will continue to fall for the rest of the day today once these storms continue to push their way off to the east. Let's see here. Let's throw the radar back up there as severe thunderstorm warnings. So severe thunderstorm warnings right now for Upper East Tennessee along Interstate 81. Now, most of the storms, the strongest part of the cells are over Bean Station, Rogersville, and Kingsport along 11W. That includes Segoriansville and Churchill, Kingsport, Bloomingdale, all in line with the strongest part of the cells right now. Bluff City, Bristol, Baileyton, Bowles Gap, Greenville, Johnson City, Elizabethton. Not hardly seeing anything so far. And then we'll come down towards Jefferson City, Dandridge. So folks joining us from Bainbury, Parrotsville, Newport, you're going to be next in line. A strong cell is just off to your west that could produce winds upwards of 70 miles per hour. When you look at hail with these storms, it doesn't look like we have a ton of hail. We've had some hail show up from that storm system in Lenoir City, Farragut, and towards downtown Knoxville, but that seems to be about the extent of it so far. No major hail storm. This is not a major hail storm. And rainfall rates. This will give you a good idea of how hard that rain is coming down. So when you look at the rainfall rates, now it's not going to sit on top of us for an hour, but we're getting 7.2 inches per hour in South Knoxville over towards Seymour, pushing its way towards Sevierville. Just outside of Sevierville, we've got 5.5 inches per hour, about 5.2 inches per hour just to the north of Kodak anyways, or right around the Kodak area, and 5.1 inches per hour. So that just tells you that the intensity of the rain. And then on the backside of it, the rain is still with us, but only about an inch, a half an inch to an inch per hour rainfall rate. So when you switch back to the radar product, you can see how we still have some steadier, heavier showers working their way on through, but big improvements once these cells move their way on out of here, we'll start to see big improvements when it comes to the stormy weather, but obviously the colder weather is going to continue to work its way on through. All right, let's catch up on the chat and see what folks are saying. I'll just leave this on there. I'll loop this over the next 30 minutes. So we'll do a 30-minute radar loop to get an idea of how these warnings are taking place, how the storm's moving its way from west to east. Glad you could join me on the broadcast right now. Sandra says, love having the app and getting the notifications. So thanks, Sandra. I appreciate that. Nothing happened in La Follette. Thanks, Mike. You're welcome, Linda. It's nice. You don't want the severe weather, right? Rain and lots of wind in White Pine. Katrina says she's got tiny hail showing up in Granger County. Let's see. Rain and wind in Dandridge. Getting hammered here in Churchill right now. Measured about 62 miles per hour. Relayed that to the National Weather Service. Thank you, Eli. I appreciate that. Eli is joining us from Upper East Tennessee. So, Eli, thank you for that. Hey, by the way, Eli, if you want to join East Tennessee as a storm spotter, I'm assuming that you have your storm spotter certificate. If you want to join us on the broadcast for Upper East Tennessee, I'd love for you to join us. Just email me, mike@easttnweather.com, and subject title would be Storm Spotter, so I can kind of organize my emails that come through. But if you're interested, let me know. And if anybody's interested in becoming a storm spotter for the National Weather Service and for East Tennessee weather, let me know. Hit me up. Email me, mike@easttnweather.com. Just put Storm Spotter in the subject title. I am going to tell you that you have to take the severe weather, the Skywarn Storm Spotter program with the National Weather Service if you want to become a storm spotter with East Tennessee weather. I want you to have the basic knowledge of severe weather. 75 mile per hour wind gust now at the airport. Yes, saw that. Thank you very much, Kathy. I appreciate that. Kathy also says, hi, everyone. Be safe. Steve says, bro, that stuff was strong coming through West Knoxville. It was nasty coming through West Knoxville. Tom says, National Weather Service is getting reports of trees down in Lenoir City. So we're getting some reports of some trees down in Lenoir City right now. That does not surprise me one single bit. Now, Lenoir City's already seen improving weather conditions, but this is why we have power outages. This is why we have power outages right now. Kathy says Rocky Hill has light rain right now, and that's really going to be the story. So the rain is going to lighten up very, very quickly. Denise says, I'm in Sevierville, pouring rain, had a strong wind gust about 10 minutes ago, rearranged our deck furnishings. Jerry says, just had extreme winds coming through Seymour. Thanks for keeping us up to date, and you're very welcome. So we still have several severe thunderstorm warnings, as you can see on the screen right now. We have severe thunderstorm warnings right now for cities that would be in parts of Knox County, northern Blount counties. Seek shelter now. Stay inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. No tornadoes, but severe thunderstorm warnings. So Knoxville, Maryville, Sevierville, Alcoa, Pigeon Forge, Louisville, Rockford, Eagleton Village, Strawberry Plains, and Friendsville. Although we've already started to see improving weather conditions for some of those cities that I've already called out. You can really see how fast this is moving. So Newport, you're next in line. Sevierville, you're in the thick of it right now. Let's go back to the East Tennessee weather camera and see what that looks like here from the Sevierville community. So we'll go to our Sevierville camera, and look at that. You can't even see the mountains right now. It is just a blinding rain. Blinding and whipping rain. Current temperature now 68, but falling fast. We'll take you back out to Hardin Valley. This is our Hardin Valley camera where we've already seen improving weather conditions. How about that? That's nice. Nice to see improving weather conditions, and we'll take you back to downtown Knoxville. Again, a little bit of light rain starting to show up in downtown Gatlinburg with a temperature of 72 right now. Folks just enjoying a nice little stroll along the strip there in downtown Gatlinburg, but heavier rain will continue to move its way on into the area. 24-hour temperature change. It's continuing to plummet like a rock. You can see how temperatures are already falling in Knoxville, Maryville, so right along the leading edge and just behind the cold front. When you look at current temperatures, we're already down to 45 degrees in Crossville, 47 in Fentress County. So that's that colder air. It's now 12:54 on this Wednesday afternoon, and those temperatures will continue to drop like a rock for the rest of the day today. Let's see. Keith says, trees have been falling around my neighborhood in Sevierville for the last hour. So that's probably why we have some power outages coming on right now in Sevier County. Lisa says it comes and goes in Morristown. Right now, it is calm in the Morristown community. So let's go back to the radar here and show you what it looks like in Morristown. So maybe calm for now in Morristown, but Lisa, you're getting ready to get rocked again. Morristown's right there in the center of your screen. You can see where the Doppler radar is. And so heavy rain moving its way over the National Weather Service right now in Morristown, Jefferson City from Blaine to Luttrell and Rutledge along 11W and 11E. So anybody traveling along 11E from Morristown through Jefferson City, heavy blinding rain right now with a severe thunderstorm warning and the possibility of downed trees and some power outages. And again, that extends and still paralleling along Interstate 81 with some of the heaviest rain. But the rain that's just to the north of Morristown towards Bean Station and Rogersville and Kingsport, this will continue to slide its way over Interstate 81 here in just a short while. But the National Weather Service will continue to expire some of these severe thunderstorm warnings as they need to be. Got a ham radio report coming in. Lenoir City, McGee Boulevard at Rock Springs Road. Damage report, trees and 3 power poles down behind McDonald's. So if you're joining us from Lenoir City and you know where that McDonald's is in Lenoir City, trees and 3 power poles are downed in that area. So we come back to the power outages map to show you what we're looking at. We still have those power outages showing up. Let me pause that for you. Let me take off the radar or the warnings. And again, Knox County is now up to, how many power outages are we up to in Knox County? 700. Hamlin County still has 300, still 100 in Sevier County, and 2,500 in Blount County, and Roane County has about 1,000 without power. More reports coming out from the ham radios. Let's see. Trees down 3 inches in diameter with twist-style damage showing up in Lenoir City. So twist-style damage. I didn't see much rotation on the radar, so but can't rule that out, right? With any sort of severe thunderstorms, you can't rule out some twisting and turning. You got to realize that this wind interacts with the surface of the earth and any of the hills and terrains and all the terrain that we have here in East Tennessee. That is what's going to cause some twisting motion in the atmosphere. The good news is while we still have the severe thunderstorm warnings in place for Knoxville, Upper East Tennessee, downtown Knoxville is seeing big improvements here at this hour. So Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and Sevierville, you're next in line. Sevierville's already in the thick of it right now. Newport, you're going to be next with that line coming in out of Sevierville. And so when you look at the distance there, I remember the heaviest rain is now pushed through Sevierville. It's moving at about 55 miles per hour, so that puts it in Newport at about 1:13 this afternoon. Probably sooner than that, based on how fast these winds are blowing. Let's go a little bit faster. So the leading edge of that, we'll go 60 miles per hour. That puts it in Newport at 1:13. So, yeah, still about 1:13 is when that storm's going to be moving its way into Newport. So if you're joining us from Cocke County and Newport area, Pigeon Forge and Sevier County, Sevierville is the heaviest rain just is to your west, moving its way over Townsend right now. Let me get rid of that. So the heaviest rain over Townsend. So Pigeon Forge has seen some light rain so far. Gatlinburg's seen some light rain, same with Pittman Center. Townsend's getting some of the heaviest rain that moved its way out of the Maryville community. So Townsend, no severe thunderstorm warning right now for Townsend or Gatlinburg. No severe thunderstorm warning there. But big improvement. So if you're joining us from north of Interstate, north of downtown Knoxville, south of downtown Knoxville, and points further to the west, you're doing just fine. You can get back to work. We'll take a look at those TDOT cameras here and see what it looks like on the east side of town. So we'll come over to Kodak. See what it looks like from the Kodak camera. You can see how the wind is blowing that Kodak camera around. We're seeing some decent rain showing up in Kodak here at this hour. Come up the road just a little bit more. This is mile marker 408.9. And again, some moderate showers showing up right now. But let's see. The National Weather Service already issuing and canceling more stuff. So the National Weather Service canceled severe thunderstorm warning for Knox County, Tennessee. So Knox County, no more severe thunderstorm warning for you. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Blount, Cocke, Jefferson, and Sevier counties here at this hour. So remember, the National Weather Service issued this severe thunderstorm warning. It's in effect until 1:15. So for another 15 minutes or so, It was located when it originally issued it. It was located 9 miles east of Rockford, already pushed through that area, and 11 miles west of Sevierville, moving east at 60 miles per hour. So 60 mile per hour is what we've been seeing with some of those severe thunderstorm warnings. It's nice and quiet here at the East Tennessee Weather Center. The rain has subsided and it's quiet. The wind has relaxed, and so folks just joining us just to the east of downtown Knoxville, still in the thick of it right now. Heaviest rain has moved its way out of Maryville and right down by the airport, Farragut, Lenore City, Loudoun, Philadelphia, all in the clear right now. But still tracking in the stronger showers, thunderstorms anyways, moving their way up and paralleling Interstate 81, right along 25. Let's see, what would that be? 25W. So it's right over 11W. Excuse me, 11W. So Churchill, Burgensville, Rogersville. And so because this is oriented in a northeast southwest orientation, it's going to be hanging on right along 11E for quite some time. So Sir Gordonsville, you're going to be in the thick of it for quite some time. Same with you folks in Churchill and Kingsport. And that's where Eli joins us, is near the Kingsport area, I believe. Let's see. Looking at the chat here. Grammy Barb says, how are things going on in Johnson City area, Boones Creek? So let's put Johnson City in the middle of the screen right there. There it is. So you got Bristol. So everything's quiet for now, but you have some heavier rain, Barbara, just to your west. Just to your west. So there's Johnson City. Wait, you said Johnson City. Johnson City is not in a severe thunderstorm warning right now, and actually just a little bit of light rain in Johnson City. But if you go travel northbound on Interstate 26 towards the Kingsport area, that's where the heaviest rain and the strongest part of the cells are currently falling right now. Keith said, just got a message from my friend who said several neighborhoods in Pigeon Forge have power outages and the rain is getting heavier. Hope everyone stays safe. Winds and heavy rain moving through Dandridge. Eli, I'll be looking for that email. Marcia says, so glad it's past Knox County right now. It was rocking on Alcoa Highway, and indeed it was. Rocking on Alcoa Highway. The good news is I don't see a ton of organization out of this so far, so it does look like while we still are going to tap into some of those stronger wind gusts, we will continue to see and track in the possibility of some stronger thunderstorms, but it should continue to weaken as it moves its way from west to east. So Blount County, Jefferson, Hamblin, Greene County, Hawkins, Hancock County, all in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Same with you folks joining us from Bristol and the Kingsport area, but no severe thunderstorm warning currently for Johnson City or the mountain counties of upper East Tennessee. No Mountain City, Unicoi. So Unicoi County, no severe thunderstorm warning right now. And same with you folks in Greene County. Greenville does not have a severe thunderstorm warning, but you are just on the cusp of some of the strongest cells that are getting ready to move into your area, but improving conditions right now in and around Knox County and surrounding areas. It's hitting Newport now, says Tamara. Let's see. Indeed it is. There's Newport right now, so heaviest rain is just off to your west and southwest, and that's what's going to continue to work its way through the area. So heaviest rain from Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, starting to see some heavier downpours right now. Let's go back to the radar. The cameras in downtown Gatlinburg and see what it looks like in the downtown Gatlinburg area right now. And so, yeah, you can see folks still walking around with their umbrellas, strolling the strip right there in downtown Gatlinburg, but the heaviest rain is continuing to work its way through. Saw some nasty conditions in Sevierville, but improving. The wind is still whipping around, but improving weather conditions there. And we'll take it to Hardin Valley where we're starting to see improving conditions. Sure, it's slow-going traffic right now. We've had some heavier rain there, but starting to see improving conditions there. And we'll show you what it looks like from our Maryville camera as we switch over to the Maryville camera here. Let me get that on the screen here. That's a live look there from Maryville, and you can see a big improvement from what we saw just moments ago. But let me move that camera around and see what it looks like from a different perspective. So here we're going to move that camera around right now. There we go. Ah, look at that. You couldn't barely see, but less than a mile just moments ago in Maryville. And right there where the Harley Davidson dealership is in the Maryville community. So improving conditions as it's shifted off to our east and northeast. And that's going to be the story for the rest of the day today. National Weather Service, ham radio report, Lenore City, Highway 321 between Highway 11 and Ingalls. Train spotters reported trees and power outages and power lines down out near the Loudoun Jail. So if you're joining us from Loudoun County, you probably know where that is. We've got trees being reported down and power outages in that community. All right, let's go back to power outages because we seem to get a lot more. We seem to get a lot more power outages. Let me take off the radar here. So Morristown, still looking at power outages in the Hamblin County community of about 300, so that's not too bad. 100 in Sevier County, 600 in Blount County, 900 in Knox County, and 1,000 showing up in Roane County with about 300 in Cumberland County and 200 in Meigs County here at this hour. So we are dealing with some power outages. The temperature has dropped 10 degrees in the last hour here in downtown Knoxville, says Felicia. And that's going to be the story. Temperatures will continue to tank like a rock. So when you look at our 24-hour temperature change, excuse me, you can see how this colder air is going to be overtaking all of East Tennessee. Current temperatures right now, 45 degrees in Crossville and down to 42 in Fentress County, 45 in Scott County. And so those 40s and 50s are working their way over the Cumberland Plateau while we had temperatures in the 70s. Across much of the central and upper East Tennessee valleys, temperatures have now fallen into the 60s. Still hanging on to some 70s up near Newport and Greenville, but with the rain moving its way on into the area, we will start to see improving conditions. So here's your future cast. Take you through the afternoon and into the evening hours, and the rain's going to slowly subside. Let me show you a different future cast. Let's see if this one shows a better depiction. There we go. So you can see how these showers and thunderstorms will start to work their way on out of here as we get closer to 3 o'clock. Well, you should have probably dry conditions for Anderson, Morgan, Scott, Fentress, Cumberland, Campbell, Ray, Meigs, and the Southern Valley as we get into the afternoon. Those northwesterly winds are setting up shop, though, and that's going to be the story. But as we get into the evening rush hour, dinner, and bedtime tonight, most of the rain is going to wind itself down. Those winds have been kicking. That's no doubt about that. The winds will start to back off as we head through the rest of the afternoon, and we'll start to see improving weather conditions. But when you look at our temperatures, watch how this colder air is going to be overtaking all of East Tennessee from here on out. So we pick up our timeline here at noon. We'll run you through the afternoon, and everybody, not just here locally, but everybody around the region is going to see a big drop in those temperatures. Let me show you the regional picture of how this is all playing out, because that kind of tells you a totally different story. And by the way, this week, we've been talking about Severe Weather Awareness Week. Today is tornado preparedness, and tornado safety. Now, we don't have any tornadoes out there today, but definitely something to keep in mind as we head through the spring months. Here's the regional picture. Pick up our timeline at noon and watch how this storm system is going to the colder air is going to overtake the entire region through the day today, overnight tonight, and into tomorrow morning. It's going to be a brutally cold start to our day tomorrow with temperatures down into the 20s and the 30s. Forecast highs tomorrow will only stay in the 40s and 50s, and we'll stay in the 40s and 50s again on into our Friday with a big improvements as we get into the weekend. Temperatures are going to be climbing back into the 60s and the 70s. Now, the coldest morning comes through tomorrow morning with temps in the 20s and 30s. We'll stay in the 30s on Friday morning, but then 40s and 50s will return as we get into the upcoming weekend. Those are morning low temperatures. And just to keep us all in check, we still have the possibility of above average temperatures for the first week to 2 weeks of March. All right, back to the radar we go. Let's put on our watches and warnings here for you. I'll clear things up on the map here. So we still have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. The National Weather Service has expanded the severe thunderstorm warning for Upper East Tennessee. They have now canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Granger, Hamblin, and Hancock County. Let's see. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning that extends into Carter County, Bristol, Virginia, Greene County, Tennessee, Hawkins County, Russell County, Virginia, Scott County, Virginia, Sullivan County, Tennessee, Washington County, Tennessee, and Washington, Virginia. So that's a very large severe thunderstorm warning that the National Weather Service has continued to expand and push off to our north and east as the cells continue to do so. So we sure hope you're having a great day so far. It was rocking and a rolling. Did you happen to get a chance to get out and get some lunch? Let's see, we're all good in Wildwood now, better now than what it was, says Heidi. Cody says, just got here, something going on? Yeah, well, we've had quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings, Cody. Hard rain in Morristown, says Lisa. Thank you very much, Lisa. I appreciate the report. Chris says, it just really started coming down in Pigeon Forge, heavy wind and driven rain. Debbie says, just came across Douglas Lake, and how was that? Probably not too terribly bad. Let's see. Kathy says, I got my errands run this morning, then pulled into the garage, and then it hit hard. Good grief, the winds were horrible. Sounded bad, and glad it raced. So glad it raced over and pushed the button to close the door, the garage door she's talking about. Yeah, so you don't get any water in your garage. Don't want any water in your garage, Kathy. So severe thunderstorm warning for Upper East Tennessee continues for Washington County. That runs until 1:30 this afternoon. We also have Sullivan County. We also have, Hawkins County and Greene County. All severe thunderstorm warned storms until 1:30 this afternoon. Some of the heaviest rain right now is over Morristown in the National Weather Service, Jefferson City, and along 11E. 11W not seeing the heavy rain that 11E is. And so watch out for some localized rising water along 11E because this rain has been ripping through that area. When we look at any sort of other products from the National Weather Service, we don't have any major problems so far, except some downed trees being reported in Loudoun County, and that's really been the story. Let's take a look at rainfall amounts. That's snowfall. Let's see. See if I can get this on here for you. And let's see. Got some lower visibility, obviously, where we have had the heavier rain move its way on through. Here are your high-resolution temperatures. So we'll look at this. This will give you an idea of really what's going on temperature-wise. So La Follette coming in at 50 degrees. Oak Ridge, you're at 58. Scott County is down to 46 degrees. We have Kingston coming in with a current temperature now right around 56. Jamestown dropping down to 41. Crossville down to 45. Dayton down to 51 degrees. Athens still hanging on to 63. Maryville still hanging on to 63. Downtown Knoxville still about 63 degrees. And some warmer temperatures in the low 70s out ahead of the front right along the mountains and the foothills where you've got a temperature of 75 degrees out there near Newport. But that colder air, when you zoom out a little bit more, you can see how this pocket of colder air, look at these temperatures, 37, 38 just to the northwest of us, and that's the colder air that's going to continue to spill in. Look at this sharp cold front, and it's going to overtake the entire southeastern U.S. here over the next 24 hours. National Weather Service in Morristown. Now, latest information coming from them. They've now expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Blount, Cocke, Jefferson, and Sevier counties. So no more severe thunderstorm warning for Blount, Cocke, Jefferson, and Sevier counties at this hour. Along Highway 321, thanks to the ham radio folks in Lenoir City, Frosty Prokes Drive and I-75, no power or traffic lights right now. So if you're joining us from Loudoun County, you have power outages. They continue to be ongoing per the National Weather Service and the Ham Spotter Radio, the radio folks. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. All right, let's come back down to Tennessee. And we still have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings for Upper East Tennessee. So, again, if these don't affect you, you're more than welcome to drop off. But the good news is that, yeah, while the wind is still cranking around the area, we are continuing to see improving weather conditions. It doesn't have the same signatures that it did in Loudoun County, in South Knoxville, in Monroe County, in Roane County. It doesn't have the same signatures with the radar, so that's a good sign that these will continue to weaken from here on out. So I do appreciate you joining me here. I just wanted to give you another quick weather update. Not so quick. We've been on for over an hour now. Feather Payne says, such an underrated channel. I appreciate that. And it doesn't matter where you're finding me, whether you're watching me live right now on the East Tennessee Weather app, whether you're watching me on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube. By the way, don't forget to go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It just helps everything that we're doing here with East Tennessee Weather. Again, now just one severe thunderstorm warning for upper East Tennessee, including Greene County, Hawkins County. Let's see, we've got Sullivan County. Let's see, I don't want that. So we've got Hawkins County, Greene County, Washington County, and Sullivan County, all within a severe thunderstorm warning right now that will be allowed to expire here at 1:30. It is currently 1:16. Checking that time here this afternoon. Many of you may not have been able to get out and get any lunch. The storm rocked and rolled right around noon today. Pretty spot on, though, when it came to how fast this storm system's come in with like a vengeance. But improving weather conditions back off to our west. Hardly any rain. No rain right now in Morgan County, Scott County, Fentress. Southern Cumberland County has a little bit of light rain. Campbell County is mostly dry right now, or at least drier. Anyways, and let me move that out of the way. Heaviest rain's moving its way through the mountain counties, so improving weather conditions. But remember, falling temperatures from here on out. And so that's going to be the story through the rest of the day today. The wind is going to relax a little bit as well, but here's your temperature forecast. As you can see out of those temperatures, as the kiddos head home from school today, that colder air is going to overtake all of East Tennessee. It's going to be chilly for sure. You're going to notice every single bit of that colder air. Stephanie Arms, if she's still on here from Cumberland County, she can attest to that. She lives in Cumberland County, North Crossville. Cody says, it's weird how the temperatures can drop in just a matter of a few hours. Short sleeves this morning and now a coat by the afternoon. Welcome to springtime in the southeastern U.S., right, Cody? It's a roller coaster of a ride, especially this time around, because a lot of times when we get these storms to come on through, while we wouldn't recover back into the 70s this afternoon, typically we could get those temperatures to come back up a little bit post-cold fronts or post-storms. But today's not going to be the case because we have that colder air that's really just overtaking the entire area. Wind gust trend will continue to see those winds relaxing for the rest of the afternoon and into the evening and overnight hours. We'll take you back out to Hardin Valley, a live camera there in Hardin Valley here at this hour. And big improvements from what we saw just a little bit ago, about 30 minutes ago. Big improvements in Sevierville already, as it's already shifted off to our east. And in downtown Gatlinburg, folks still walking around. You can still see the rain and the wind is whipping around in downtown Gatlinburg, but that guy don't care. Wet hair don't care, he says, right? But you can see the water just rushing down the parkway, down into downtown Gatlinburg right now. So heaviest rain, it's moving into downtown Gatlinburg. We switch back over to the product. The radar, you can see how downtown Gatlinburg is in the thick of it right now, along with Pittman Center and along Highway 321. But no severe thunderstorm warning there. So we'll wrap things up here, folks. Things will improve. I really don't see any major concerns for the rest of the afternoon as these storms continue to slide off to our east and northeast. So heads up, stay on top of the weather situation in Kingsport, Rogersville. Anybody living along Interstate 81, Burgonsville, seeing improving conditions. Same with Churchill. And these stronger cells will move their way into Baileyton and towards the Tri-Cities area where we've already seen some of the heavier showers. So I'll let you get back to it for the rest of the day today. We sure hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in and staying on top of the weather situation. Again, if you don't have the East Tennessee Weather app, go download it today. It's a wealth of weather information right there at your fingertips. You don't have to pay for it as well. It's 100% free. Let's see. Tom says the Morristown is securing the ham radio Skywarn net on 146.940 repeater. Thank you very much for that, Tom. I do appreciate it. And Feather Payne, I do appreciate you as well, and everybody else that has stopped by. I'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. Actually, we're just going to shut this one down. 24-hour weather channel will continue. And don't forget, you can always stay on top of the weather situation by checking in on all of the East Tennessee weather platforms, whether that be social media, YouTube, the 24-hour channels. I am everywhere with East Tennessee weather. Have a wonderful and safe day. Improving weather conditions from here on out, but grab the winter coats. It's going to be a chilly afternoon as the kids head home from school and as you head home from work. We'll see you back here soon.